So I don't really want to make another review video for these banner ships. We got two new ones, but I really don't want to. So I thought for this video I'm gonna do a brief talk about for these two ships. I'm not gonna get too big into details with them. I do apologize, but seeing as how one of them is kind of like whatever, I really don't want to get into talking about like just one ship in particular. So next video, guys, when we have an actual event, I'll go ahead and make these banner videos again. But you guys have the last video I made for about these ships or whatever, so go ahead and look at that one for the full review of those ships. And for the new two ones, I'll briefly just talk about them. I just don't want to make a full video about talking about these things again. So, right, are these ships worth pulling for? Let us find out. So, two new ships. I think. Well, hold up. Let me fix this real quick. What? Oh, wrong stuff. That was awkward. Really awkward. Here we go. All right. The first ship is Princess Hime. Now, this is the ship that I'm like kind of whatever about. It is a munition ship. We don't have too many of these, but it is a munition ship. Vanguard slot, casino, think like that. As you guys are aware, cargo ships don't have the greatest stats. Their biggest thing right here is probably going to be like the reload and the health. Otherwise, everything else still is kind of whatever. They don't give perma stats as well either, so that's kind of yeah. But basically that's it. I have nothing to talk about when it comes to these kind of ships. For the skills though, we're gonna talk about the upgraded one with the augments or whatever. I will make an augment video probably tomorrow or something, so I'll get into more details about that because I just have to grind up points to get the augments done. I can talk about the augments there, but for the most part though, I think most of it is just like extra stuff going on, like mechs and stuff. So yeah. Anyways though, the first skill after it's augmented, when the battle starts, every 20 seconds increase the ship's and your frontmost vanguard ship's firepower and accuracy by 10% for 10 seconds. If the recipient is a Gridman ship, then increase to 12% instead for firepower and accuracy. So again, this ship doesn't have like the greatest damage output, but we saw from Rika where Rika had like the weirdest build ever. Like she can do damage as well too. Again, I'm not entirely sold on Princess Hime being like a really good ship. Like Rika was okay. This ship, it's not feeling it. I just do not believe in cargo ships. But hey, when I actually work on her and max her out, maybe that'll change, right? But that's gonna be a while though. And then last skill is just special barrage. Enemies hit, increase damage for Gridman ships. So you pretty much want to use her with Gridman ships. Otherwise, there's no real point, right? Munition ship, cargo ships. There are much better options out there for this than that. So definitely want to use her in a Gridman setup. And you do want to get value out of this ship if possible. For the most part, though, munition ships just don't do damage. Kashina was a good example of that. You pretty much only use cargo ships for these kind of extra stuff right here, like the aviation material cargo, which gives 8% more aviation to your fleet. In this case, second will get buffed if you are using her, or Chise will get buffed here. But the other stuff though, like the good ones, the casino auxiliary is only for casino, so yeah. Anyways, I'm not a big fan of munition ships, so but she looks cool though, right? Can't go wrong with some mechs princesses. Am I right? Now the second here. The TLDR of the second, I'd say, is I feel like they released this ship as like a way to get more into aviation battleship and like a sample test of what Kearsarge is to come. So I honestly do feel that if the second is pretty okay, then Kearsarge is going to be really good, because I feel like this ship came out as a testing ground for people to get a taste of how good Kearsarge would be, probably like 3-4 months from now when people start maxing her out. Normally I say that, probably like this above average people. We'll see. We'll get a taste of how Kearsarge is when we have the second maxed out. But regardless, though, an aviation battleship has firepower and aviation. Health-wise, pretty good. Other stats are kind of moderate. And that's pretty much all I have to say for this one. For the skills, though, the buffed augmented increases ship's firepower and accuracy by 15%. When this ship fires her main gun, has a 100% chance to perform a special attack based on skills level. So, 100% proc, battleship, aviation battleship. What's wrong with that, honestly? It's amazing how we went from like 70% procs to 100% procs over the years. It is wild. But by default, though, that's a really good ship because 100% accuracy or 100% chance of proc barrages is always good and consistent. That by default is really, really good. By default, if you have 100% barrage, you're already better than like 90% of the cast out there. I could definitely tell you that. Then the second skill, Melodic Blaster, increases ship's aviation by 15% every 20 seconds. Performs a level 10 special attack based on skills level and aviation stat, and restores 8% HP of one random ship in your vanguard. So the good thing about this is that it heals. The bad part is it's RNG. So I think this also applies to health, the health of vanguards that are full HP as well too. So if you have one that's like 10% HP, one that's 100% HP, and you roll on the wrong dice, that's kind of wasted. But it really is good for 1-1 setups because 1-1 setups basically makes it so you're guaranteed to always get on that one ship. But the sustain, though, 8% HP for every 20 seconds is actually not that bad. It's actually pretty good. A very basic skill, though. 2 self buffs, firepower, accuracy, and aviation. Well, 2 lines. And then a 100% barrage, and then a heal. Very basic kit, but very, very good kit nonetheless. I like this a lot. I will max mine out eventually. It's going to be a while, though, but I do plan on maxing out the second eventually, maybe for a showcase or something. I should speed run that, actually. I really, really should. I'll get around to it, though. Just so I can get a feel for how good this ship is and get testing ground for Kearsarge. Like, if you guys tell right now, I'm currently working on the second. I'm also working on Kearsarge skills as well, too. So, I do want to know how good this ship is. If I can get a feel for how good the second is, I could probably gauge how good Kearsarge would be when she's fully maxed out and fully kitted. So, that's all I gotta say for this banner. Very, very brief. Princess Hime, she could be good. Again, I just don't like munition ships because they come off to me as like ships that just don't do damage. They offer great utility or whatever, but for the most part, though, not like the greatest fan for these ships by all means. But I'll max her out regardless to give you some time. I'm gonna try her out. And the second here, I figure is just like a mini Kearsarge, not nearly as good as Kearsarge, but gives you a taste of how good Kearsarge would be when you have it fully maxed out. And again, we don't have many good aviation battleships in the game as of right now, so having her be out and being like the first usable aviation battleship that we have that doesn't take like 3 to 4 months for a lot of people to max out and plus is a really good step, I feel. Introducing aviation battleships, getting them into the game, getting people more familiar with these kind of ships, because for the longest of time now, a lot of people use like battleships or carriers separately. But using aviation battleship, I feel, honestly, I'm going to say this right now, I really do like this change of dynamic. I really, really do. Imagine like 2 years from now, and the full backline setup is like triple aviation battleships. Honestly, that'd be kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. That'd be a big dynamic change. So any change of pace to the formulas of right now, I am definitely welcoming it. And having the second out as one of the better aviation battleships in the game as of right now, I can definitely welcome that. Definitely welcome that. So thank you guys for watching as always. Again, sorry for a brief video. I really don't want to make a full video when I talk about these things, but thank you guys for watching as always. Oh right, pull for these if you guys want to. I'm not going to force you guys as a collab. Pull if you want. They're not going towards collection or permastats, so if you guys want it. Otherwise, though, you can skip if you want to. We have a UR event coming out next month, and yeah. Anyways, thank you guys. I'm out of here. Goodbye.